Yes, sister. I think you're live. Good morning, everyone.
Namaste, pranams, and a very good morning to all respected elders and dear friends. On behalf of Revered Daji, Global Guide of Heartfulness, it is my privilege to welcome one and all dear brothers and sisters, to day one of the Being Heartful Every Day journey. This is a 365-day offering by the Heartfulness Institute to develop a daily routine of doing the heartfulness practices each morning and also experience and express the noble qualities of the heart. My name is Darshwinder, and I will be your host for this program. It is a great blessing for all of us as we have come together with the willingness to evolve into our best versions. Each week, we will be working with a certain quality of the heart. We will be doing some reading as well as we will be practicing some activities that will help us absorb, imbibe, and eventually be able to express these qualities through our day to day lives. Isn't this a wonderful opportunity for all of us to develop these noble qualities such as compassion, clarity, generosity, humility, and so many more qualities? I am sure that this will be a journey that will be so transformative for all of us. So, the quality for this week is acceptance, a very important quality in our spiritual development. So, let me take you through a brief walkthrough of our morning routine every day. Our morning routine between 6 and 6:45 a.m. will include three aspects. We will read some spiritual literature as an inspiration, and then we will orient ourselves towards an activity that we can attempt to practice and imbibe at any time during the day. And then we will together meditate for about 30 minutes doing the heartfulness meditation with the prayerful suggestion that we may be able to imbibe this quality of the week. So now it is time for us to make sure that we have our devices safely put away in case they are a source of distraction. Sit comfortably in a quiet spot of our house and be prepared to go deep within. So now we will be reading today from the fifth principle from the User's Guide to Conscious Living, lovingly offered to us by Revered Daji. In this reading, Daji introduces the fifth universal principle of the User's Guide, which is about truthfulness and acceptance of whatever hardships may come our way. As a starting point, this fifth principle helps us to live a contented, peaceful life with acceptance and compassion. Then, as we progress, it guides us towards the ultimate nature of truth and reality, truth and authenticity. Let us scroll down. The fifth principle: always be truthful, accept miseries as coming from God for your own good, and be thankful. The nature of truth. This is a vast topic, so we will start at the level of day to day behavior and then progress towards the ultimate truth of existence. Some of you may know the famous statement of Polonius in Shakespeare's play Hamlet, which goes, "This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night, the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. It is a universal principle that is valued in all cultures to be genuine, original, and authentic, to say what you mean and mean what you say. No hidden agendas, no masks, no hiding faults, and no camouflage. Instead, only childlike innocence, purity, and simplicity. Truthfulness means integrity, where thoughts are aligned with words and words are aligned with actions, where we walk the talk. When we don't walk the talk, there is a disconnect and a sense of hypocrisy. The result is the pollution and corruption of our conscious and subconscious mind. We feel uncomfortable in our own skin, and that lowers our vibration because we are not listening to the authentic voice of the heart. Truth or Satya is one of the very first principles in Ashtanga Yoga. In other words, it is fundamental and basic. And yet, the fact that Babuji has to remind us to be always truthful can only mean that falseness is hidden somewhere within us. Otherwise, we would not need to be reminded. Does a small child need to be told to be truthful? No, because they have no awareness of anything else. So, we would instill the wrong seeds in the child if we did. We don't need to interfere with the purity and innocence of truth when it does exist. But authenticity is not so simple to achieve. Our multiple personas are driven by our subconscious minds, hardwired into our neural pathways as a result of habitual behavior, and they are often not within our awareness or control. That is the dilemma we face as human beings. We know the importance of transparency and truthfulness, but we do not know how to manifest them in our lives. Our lens on reality is hampered by our past complexities, subconscious patterns, and tendencies, and it is cumulative. The more layers of complexity we add, the more difficult it becomes to listen to the voice of the heart and follow it. So, the more easily we follow wrong guidance. When we suffer from an untruthful heart and the coercions that result from it, it leads to an even greater lack of authenticity. So, our inner environment is messed up and wrong habits are perpetuated. And when we do try to be truthful without purity of consciousness, we often end up hurting others in the process because our intentions are not always pure. So, while it is good to be truthful, until we arrive at inner purity, we may not be able to express the truth without hurting others. When we do hurt others, even unintentionally, guilt often develops, and guilt is difficult to remove. It can only be done through genuine prayerful repentance and letting go at bedtime. And this brings us to another important aspect of being truthful: to accept our own failings with humility and genuinely offer them in a prayerful state. It purifies our system of guilty feelings, which are the hardest impressions to remove. Related to this is another challenge we face. Can we cultivate truthfulness mindfully? Not really. The result will be superficial because truthfulness is dependent on purifying the full spectrum of consciousness: subconscious, conscious, and superconscious. And to do that, we require a method that reprograms more than just the conscious mind. Some people try to do it through hypnosis, but hypnosis is a very primitive and laborious approach compared to the heartfulness cleaning. Unless and until we have removed all the layers of complexity from the subconscious mind, it is not possible. Truthfulness emerges from within once we remove all the overlaying complexities. Truthfulness is our inherent nature. In fact, once we try to correct it mindfully, it means we have lost the connection somewhere. Practicing truthfulness mindfully is like practicing compassion or practicing self acceptance. It is good that we are aware of the principles, but we need to adopt the right approach. In this case, the right approach is to expose ourselves to the inner reality, become one with it, and dissolve in that inner state. When we are in osmosis with that inner state, truth expresses naturally without the need for any artificial efforts. That this is what the Principle 5 is all about. We will pause here in our reading and try to just go over what we have just read. What is it that is there about truthfulness, and how can we bring about truthfulness to accept miseries as being an inherent part of our nature? And now it is time to move to the activity, the heartful activity of the day. The quality of the week is acceptance. And on the first day, let us go through how we can practice self acceptance. So, today is about self acceptance. We will be doing 3 steps through the day. We can reflect and note in our diary how accepting we are of ourselves, circumstances, and others in our lives. While we do this, we will take some time out to reflect and note in our diary those areas of our life where we may wish to increase the level of acceptance that we find within ourselves. Now, the third step is a very significant step. If we are comfortable, we can feel free to share what we have found within ourselves in terms of a level of acceptance with someone close. This could be somebody from the family, a friend, or, as we suggest, let us try to find someone in our lives who can become our Being Heartful Every Day buddy, or a BHED buddy. So, this buddy would be someone we would interact with and do this activity together. As we do the activity each day, sharing this with our BHED buddy will help us see a little more beyond what we have written and then be able to become our authentic selves by sharing this with our buddies. So, this heartful activity is also available as a link on the description of the YouTube link that you have joined if you are joining us from YouTube in the Heartfulness community channel. Or we would further recommend that all of us download the app, the Heartfulness app, and go to the BHED banner. There we will find the activity for the day put there so we can refer to it. We can go back to it and refer to it anytime during the day. The literature we have been reading today, as well as through the week on acceptance, will also be available as a PDF to revisit and reread at any time that we wish to. Now, friends, it is time for us to go into the practice of heartfulness meditation. Before we begin the meditation, let us make sure we are seated in a quiet and comfortable place with all our devices safely put away, and we are mentally prepared with an intention to go within, offering a prayer to imbibe this quality of acceptance within ourselves. So let us sit comfortably, close our eyes gently, let us connect to our heart. And quietly make a prayerful suggestion that we are connecting, absorbing, and imbibing acceptance within ourselves. May this acceptance become an authentic part of ourselves. Let us connect to the source of the divine light deep within the heart. The source of the light is attracting my attention inwards, and we are moving deeper into the source of the light in the heart. If you find your awareness drifting to other thoughts, just let them be, and very gently bring your awareness back to the source of the light in the heart, reminding ourselves that we are meditating on the source of the light in the heart. With prayerful reverence, let us now together meditate on the divine light in the heart. Keeping our eyes gently closed for a few more moments, let us quietly become aware of how we are feeling in the heart. Let us become aware of this inner condition at every level: physical, mental, and the subtle level. Keeping our awareness towards this inner condition, let us enliven it and relish this with the feeling of gratitude. We now offer a prayerful suggestion that this condition is being imbibed and absorbed in every cell of the body, in every part of the subtle system. We now make the suggestion that we are becoming one with this condition, as this condition now radiates outwards to everything surrounding us: the plants, trees, all living and non living beings. We are now dissolved into this condition, and only the condition remains. Union with the condition. Stay absorbed for a few more moments. Let us make a prayerful intention to revisit this condition as often as we can during the course of the day, as we transition from one activity to the other, reconnecting with this inner condition, allowing it to settle down and be absorbed. Let's make a prayerful intention to allow this condition to expand into our being and to everything around us as we move through the day. Whenever you feel you are ready, you may now gently open your eyes. Let us take a couple of minutes to now write in our journals the inner condition that we have experienced in today's meditation. Let us make a note of it in our diary, trying to put a name and give a word to this inner condition. We may also note down any inspirations or messages or any guidance that we feel we may have received during the meditation. This has been a wonderful morning session for all of us, where we did some inspirational reading and led ourselves through a guided heartful activity. And after this beautiful meditation and the condition that we have acquired, we are now set to go through today with a smile and with a prayer that acceptance may be absorbed in us. This is now a little reminder to everyone that as part of what we do during Being Heartful Every Day, let us make it a point to share the master classes by Revered Daji with our family and friends. We have put in the app a link to three 30-minute online master classes that introduce seekers to the foundational practices of heartfulness. All of these master classes are conducted by Revered Daji, and this would be like a beautiful gift or offering that we can give to our friends and family. So let us not forget to share these master classes with everyone as part of the heartful activity of the day. I would like to remind everyone that the heartful activity, as well as the literature reading for the week on acceptance, is available on the Heartfulness app. I encourage one and all who have not yet registered for BHED to please make sure you register by downloading the Heartfulness app. In these 365 days, we will be meeting each other every evening once again, where we will also do another beautiful activity of the heartfulness practices. So we will meet each other today again at 8:50 p.m. And until then, we wish you all a very beautiful, heartful day. Thank you and namaste.